Awards, it's a miscarriage of justice when you put a name on it, because it's always a team award. And I don't consider myself great at many things, but one great thing that I've been able to do is hire incredible staff people. So I came into this particular job in 1988 as a guy who knew everything and knew nothing. And I just learned from some great people who had been in the business, both within the phone company and within labor in Massachusetts. We are just blessed with some of the greatest labor people that you can imagine in this business that are all right here in Massachusetts. And I was able to come through the process. I look at the list, and two great guys that come immediately to my memory is Arthur Osborne, who was the president of Mass AFL-CIO when I came on the AFL in 1990, and succeeded by Joe Fahey. And they were just two guys that just were phenomenal to me. They always let me speak out at the meetings, not knowing what I was talking about. And at the end of the meeting, they might very gently would say to me, "You probably should curb those remarks." But they were just two great people that I really respected, and they brought you through it. Through the years, going through and meeting people, and it's really no coincidence that we've got now so many national presidents that are coming out of Massachusetts, because we had one great thing in common, and that was this brotherhood. If anybody had a problem, everybody came. I came into this job in 1988. We had a knockdown strike with New England Telephone that eventually became NYNEX in 1989. It turned out to be 17 weeks in 22 over healthcare. And the guy said I was all of 38 years old at that strike. And I just couldn't get over the fact that despite making all kinds of money as a company in New England Tel, they wanted not only to have members for the first time start paying for health care, but really cut back on the retiree health care. And if anybody in this world is blessed, it's Myles Calvey, for a whole bunch of reasons. Beginning, first of all, I joined the phone company in 1968, and my mentors were all participants in either Korean or World War II. And they bestowed on me this incredible beatitude of, you've got to help other people. And they just really instilled upon you how great you feel. In the labor business, it epitomizes at the highest level. We are just so lucky to get paid to help people. We do it every day. The normal person gets excited if they help somebody once a week, once a month, maybe a couple times a year. We get to help people every single day in this job. And it's the fulfillment that's just unbelievable. And I feel so great looking back at these World War II, these Korean guys. I started in the company at $56 a week as a technician. And I remember like it was yesterday when I put my name up on the overtime list to work on Saturday. And one of the guys came over to me and says, "You can't work Saturday because Jack Brennan's moving. You got to help him move." Another time, you can't work this weekend because Jerry's got to get his house painted. And I kind of looked up. I didn't know how to paint, but they just taught me that it's not about you, kid. It's about other people, and you'll feel much better about it. And then I come into this business. The first time I took a steward was 1970, and I wasn't even 20 years old yet. And I just said, "Jesus, this is great. You really can go in and help people." And it's just been instilled in me. And I just, I thank God to get that opportunity. Not everybody can do this. And then look around. I look at the great things. It just drives me crazy when I hear this crazy stuff about labor people doing this, somebody stealing this. That's not normal. That's so abnormal that it doesn't work like that. I don't think there's anybody that I've run into that you haven't picked up the phone and called that isn't there to help you. And whether they know you or don't know you, oh, you're part of this union, you're part of this local, you're part of this, we don't have to know your name, we're here. And it really helps. And it just, whether it's elections, whether it's fundraisers, whether you're affiliated, whether you're not affiliated, it's all about it. One of the great things that happened to me in 1989 when we had the strike, we started a coalition with CWA and the IBEW. And now, if you went to a bargaining table with now Verizon, you wouldn't know who's IBEW, who's CWA, because everybody had the same common thread, and that is, let's get a great contract. Let's get everybody going on the same page. And again, it's not about you, it's about that. My biggest issue right now, and I put myself on the line by doing this, I go to the retirees and say to them, while I'm here, you ain't paying for health care. While I'm here, you're going to keep health care. And it's a big deal. We had a strike back 4 years ago. Oh, God, no, it's 6 years ago. The strike was actually 2016. We did a extension in 2018. And we were Tom Perez, who was the Secretary of Labor then. And before you start, we kind of have a sit down on what the issues are. So it was about health care again, specifically about retiree health care. And I try to impose upon Tom, their only issue here, I said, they just brought in $37 billion in profit with a B. And I said, all they're telling us is the reason they want to do this is because the competitors are doing it. Comcast, non-union, all non-union companies. I said, well, that's why they have a union. We got to do that. And then Lowell McAdam, the CEO of Verizon, gave us credibility by sitting across from us with the Secretary of Labor by saying that, hey, why should we pay for retiree health care if our competitors don't? And in this age, and I watch the trend as we continue with this, it's no longer we got to make a certain amount of money. It's simply, well, if our competitors do it, we have to do it, which is so wrong. It's just not right on taking that thing. People have lost the sense of A, how important a job is to somebody, B, how important it is to allow them to get enough to pay in benefits to raise a family with them and see the camaraderie. I into the age now that my retirees all go, everybody I work with is all retired. And it's nice to see that they have stability, they have security in doing that, and they still have to pay for healthcare. Everybody's paying for healthcare, but not as deep as a company would want. A company that brings in billions of dollars, and it is something ethically wrong. We've lost the foundation of what religion is all about, and the foundation of helping everybody. Faith, hope, and charity. And I always tell people, look you got to have faith. There's always going to be hope if you want to go forward. That takes away all the thing, but start with charity. Everything else does that. My uncle came from Ireland in 1950, and he never left. And he used to say to me all the time, look, the 10 Commandments is the 10 Commandments, but live by the Beatitudes. That's what you live by. And he said, if you live by the Beatitudes, A, they're easy to understand. B, that's what people recognize you. My mother lived on the great quote of Maya Angelou, when she said, Maya Angelou once said that, people will never remember what you said. People will never remember what you did, but they'll always remember on how you made them feel. So I always say to people, look, if anything else, I want you to at least say that I tried to help you. And if anything else, I want you to feel comfortable. I just said it earlier. If you're in my local and I don't know you, you fell out of the sky last night. I just, I find it amazing. And my attitude is simply, you pay me. So the least I can do is give you time. You give people time, whether it's your kids or anybody else, it's a different deal. They have more respect for you. They're more comfortable with you. And that's basically what it is. We're all I live in funeral homes. I look at people in the casket and I say, oh my God, this poor guy would meet me on Monday morning and start complaining because he just heard that our big deal in the phone company was 3 nights and a Saturday overtime. And say, I just heard they're not going to work 3 nights and a Saturday. And holy mackerel, I had one member, God rest his soul, he just lived for overtime. And he dropped dead. And we're at the funeral home over in Del Russo in Medford. The first thing his wife said to me, he's not going to have to worry about overtime now. And that's how we've got to get it back to, we're all going to end up in the same place. And we've got to be able to look at somebody and say, hey, we did our best. But when it's all about greed, it doesn't work.
We can hear the justice in every syllable. So,
Wow,
congratulations!
I can't thank you all enough. And like I said, to look at this, to join this honor roll is just the highest compliment I can get. So, thank you again. I appreciate it.